Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there lived three little pigs. They were brothers, and their names were Peter, Paul, and Percy. Each of them had their own little piece of land, and they decided it was time to build their own homes. Peter was the first to set off, and he was the laziest of the three. He wanted to build a house as quickly as possible so he could spend the rest of his days lounging in the sun. So he gathered a pile of straw, and within a day, he had constructed a flimsy little house. It barely stood upright, but Peter didn't mind. He was content with his easy work and lay down in the soft straw, dreaming of an easy life. Paul was the second pig, and he was a bit more industrious than Peter. He decided to build his house with sticks. It took him a few days, but his house was sturdier than Peter's straw hut. Still, it wasn't the most secure structure, and Paul, too, enjoyed his newfound freedom from hard work. Percy, the third and youngest pig, was the most diligent of them all. He had seen the hasty construction of his brothers' homes and decided that he would build a house that could withstand the strongest of storms. He chose to build his house out of bricks, which was no easy task. It took him weeks of hard work, gathering materials and laying the bricks, but he knew it would be worth it in the end. One day, a big bad wolf came to the village. He was a hungry and crafty wolf who had heard of the three little pigs and their newly built homes. He first came to Peter's house, the one made of straw. He knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in." Peter, peeking through the straw walls, replied, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin-chin." The wolf huffed and puffed and blew Peter's house down in an instant. Peter barely escaped and ran to his brother Paul's house, made of sticks. The wolf followed and said, little pigs, let me in." Paul, trembling, replied, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin-chins." The wolf huffed and puffed again, and this time the house of sticks came crashing down. Peter and Paul ran to Percy's house, the one made of bricks. The wolf, relentless, followed them and said, little pigs, let me in." Percy, with a calm and determined voice, replied, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin-chins." The wolf huffed and puffed with all his might, but the sturdy brick house stood firm. The wolf couldn't blow it down, and he couldn't climb down the chimney either. He soon realized that he couldn't get to the three little pigs inside. Frustrated and hungry, the wolf eventually gave up and went away, leaving the three little pigs safe and sound in their brick house. They were relieved and grateful that they had worked hard and built a strong and secure home. From that day on, the three little pigs learned the value of hard work and dedication. They lived happily ever after, knowing that with determination and a strong foundation, they could overcome any challenge that came their way.